It's Thursday, April 4th, and I wanted to highlight that I bought some SPY 527 puts here at 481, and I scaled out, I'll show you in a second, pretty quickly at 550 to set up a no risk trade, and they're all the way up to 780 right now. And the market's really taking a dramatic turn. So thought I'd just highlight kind of what's unfolding here. It's a little after midday, but the bottom line is, and I'll do a recap at the end of the day, you had a red to green buy here that I highlighted earlier, and the target was the highs of the day, and we got there. So there was an opportunity to scale out along the way up. This was your target to either take profits or, definitely set up a no risk trade up here. And then once the market kind of started making an orderly pause. You wanted to see if it would continue up above a key level here, which is that purple line we were talking about. That turns the month and the quarter and everything green. It also, you get above the first bar high, but instead the market made a big red bar to the downside. And that's where I bought my puts, kind of right on this, blue line here, just thinking, okay, at this point, it looks like we're just chopping around. We're going to take out the lows of the day at a minimum. And then once it did that, I saw it kind of follow through red strongly. I thought this was the next liquidity target down here, and I scaled out, at that point. And then now it's headed much lower to our next target, the pre-market lows down here. And we will see on the daily chart how this day ends up. Obviously, it looks like a big, failure, two-up failure day that couldn't ever get above the open of the high of the month and the quarter and everything else, the purple line. And we'll just see how it ends. I mean, it's a lot of volatility in play after a big gap up. Now we're coming down. Who knows what might happen here with an hour and a half to go in trading. But clearly, the two trades today, the way I see it, were either a buy in here, which allowed you at least an hour to have either nice gains or to set up a no risk scenario. And then to me, given the way I look at structure, and the the intraday highs and lows, once you had this big red bar, it was pretty high probability you were taking out stops down there, even if you were going to hold and head eventually higher. So it turns out it just, collapsed, and we see that every so often with these markets. So this is an inflection point, took out the pre-market lows. Let's see how things, what happens here. Do we want to get down and have the outside day to the downside now? It looks like, we're kind of failing on the week, this weekly chart, which at one point looked like it was coming all the way up to maybe turn green, is now back into its two down red. So with one day to go, who knows, maybe, we close red on the, green, red onto the week on Friday, and then that would project lower into the weeks ahead. But we'll have to see how that unfolds, and we'll have to see how this day ends. So I'll do a daily recap, but I just wanted to highlight kind of what unfolded here on the SPY this afternoon, given the the fact that it did come down pretty strongly here towards the lows of the day, which was likely to take out those lows, and obviously it's continued a lot further than that. So let's see how the day ends up. We'll do a daily recap.